Good morning. Last week I promised that I was going to start a series on real estate and why I believe it's a really good investment strategy. But before I start that, and to kick kind of that series off, what I wanted to do was talk about a video that's been kind of popular. It's been floating around for actually 20 years now. It's been floating around when people talk about real estate, when people talk about Warren Buffett. So if you Google this, try this out here after this video, Google Warren Buffett, real estate, lousy investment. And what you'll find is that a lot of people have been marketing a video from a Berkshire Hathaway meeting in 2002 as if it's disproving real estate. But the reason I want you to watch is so that you can actually see what is being said and you can actually see how Warren Buffett thinks about real estate. Before I get into what is actually said or what is unsaid and how the video has been misrepresenting real estate, what I want to do is talk about some specific statements. So first of all, lousy investment. Lousy investment actually is used. Those words are used in the video, but Warren Buffett doesn't even say them. Charlie Munger says them, and he's saying in something completely different out of context. I've got a few notes here, so I'm just going to look down at these and make sure I cover these. Okay, so the first point that they make is that in their opinion, there aren't as many market inefficiencies in real estate. There aren't as many market inefficiencies, meaning that there's a lot of demand and that people can't get a really good deal. Okay, there isn't mispricing of real estate. That's the first comment that they make. And while I would say that generally that's true, I mean, a lot of people know about deals on the market, know that there are inefficiencies in every market. And that my business partner, Gwen, and I, we believe we found some really good market inefficiencies in certain classes of real estate. Now, if you're buying single family homes, it's true. There are going to be very few market inefficiencies because everyone has access, or almost everyone has access to this information. But did you know that about 85% of commercial real estate is bought off market? It's done between people who are connecting and talking about deals. It's before it even comes to market. So if that's the case, there are going to be market inefficiencies. And what Warren Buffett is specifically talking about is that with grade A buildings, so you look at like huge buildings in massive cities, that a lot of people are demanding those properties, and that's true. I mean, Warren Buffett is playing in a different sandbox than most of us. When you were growing, there are lots of market efficiencies as you grow. Buildings that are worth $1 million or $5 million or $10 million or $15 million, there are lots of market efficiencies in those areas. So that was the first thing that I would probably comment on. The second statement that's made is that there's no competitive advantage. They both say that there's really no competitive advantage for us to buy real estate because the people doing it, the investors, have that competitive advantage. And you know what? I would agree with that. If somebody is out of the real estate market and you want to get into it, it's difficult to break in because the people who are well connected with their networks in real estate investing tend to be connected. They tend to know where the deals are. They tend to know where the deals are first before other people. So I would agree with that completely. That's one of the problems with real estate, is that until you really get into it, you're not going to really know about the great deals. So I agree with that completely. The third statement that was made was that for their tax strategy, so they were talking about C Corps, which is a US concept, but C Corps, they talked about how for their tax strategy, real estate is not very efficient tax-wise. And this is true again. With certain tax strategies, real estate is not ideal. But with other tax strategies, real estate is phenomenal. I talked about this last week, how you can just let your money sit there. And this is actually right in alignment with what Warren Buffett has done, and Berkshire Hathaway has done, along with Charlie Munger, to create a massive company. That they don't pay taxes because they don't take their money out all the time. And it's true that if you're taking your money out all the time of real estate, you're going to be taxed higher than a lot of other industries. Now, you've got to have certain strategies. There's a 1031 tax change in the US. There's been talk about it in Canada in certain circles. But there are ways that you can do this very well, paying your taxes and not avoiding taxes, but doing things in the right way. This is a field that is phenomenal in many ways. Now, I wanted to make just a couple of quick comments. One, in the video, Warren Buffett admits Charlie Munger made his early money in real estate. He made it in real estate. So Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett are not against real estate at all. They've talked about how in chaotic markets, real estate is phenomenal because there are, again, all of these mispricings of properties. And then lastly, to me, when I watch this video, what I notice is that the basic thing they're saying is that it doesn't fit their strategy. And you know what? I wouldn't disagree with that. It doesn't fit their strategy. That's okay. Their strategy is focused on massive businesses, and if they were going to buy massive real estate, it's a competitive market in that. So really quickly, I want you to watch this video for yourself and think about it, because so many times people abuse certain investment classes. This is going to be a danger for me over the next, whatever, 4 to 8 weeks as I talk through different asset classes in this series. And then I strategize and I talk about how I believe that real estate is a better investment when you look at it overall. Now, I'm biased, and I want you to know that I'm biased. So when I talk about other asset classes, I need to admit when I don't know very much about a certain asset class, and I will do that consistently. But keep in mind when you're watching these videos that we've got to keep in mind, what are people's strategies? What are they focused on? What are they good at? What are they actually saying? And instead of simply abusing an asset class because we didn't do so well at it, or we don't like it for whatever reason, we've got to admit that if you're a master at any asset class, you're going to do pretty well at it for the most part, okay? If you're a master at something, you're going to do well. And that's really what I'm trying to do in this video series, is ask yourselves, or to challenge people to say, how much do you understand real estate? Are you positioning your own portfolio properly, or your investing capital properly, so that you are maximizing this for yourself? And the one thing that I would say, I'm going to come back to taxes, although I'm sure I'll talk about it again, is that the key to tax strategies is don't pay the maximum tax rate all the time. And the way you pay the maximum tax rate all the time is by claiming things personally, by buying things personally, and by selling things consistently, often. If you don't sell all the time and you own things in a corporate structure that makes sense, that works for you, you can save so much money on taxes legally, doing everything properly without cheating the government, without hurting anybody else. You can do this and everyone's happy about it. So the challenge for today is simple. Go and watch that video, and I would ask you to judge for yourself. Are they saying that real estate is a lousy investment? Or are they saying that it doesn't fit their strategy and actually it could be very good? We'll see you later. Enjoy your week. You've got this.